Arizona Cardinals versus the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott, I was watching that game. What a gruesome injury. Super disappointing. Let's just get to the fantasy projections. You got to start every player against Dallas's defense because they're so bad. Kyler Murray might have his game of the year. DeAndre Hopkins is a slam dunk this week. Somebody that I don't care what the budget is, buy him in daily fantasy because he is going to score a lot. Calvin Ridley, I like, not Calvin Ridley, I'm sorry, I always get those confused. Christian Kirk, go ahead and start him as well. Gosh, I'm liking Chase Edmonds more than Kenyan Drake now. It's just the reality. I like Chase Edmonds more, so I'm starting him. I'm benching Kenyan Drake. If Edmonds is still available in your fantasy leagues on the waiver wire, snap him up. Do it. Dallas, on the other hand, look, I'm going to say it. I'm going to start the Red Rocket, the Red Rifle, or whatever we call him. I'm going to start him. This is an offense that produces. He produced actually better when he came in terms of passing efficiency. Start him, Andy Dalton. Ezekiel Elliott, I think they're going to rely on him more. Start him. I think he's awesome. Amari Cooper, I think you start. CeeDee Lamb is the best receiver on this team. Start him. Gallup, I think, is the odd man out there. If you're picking two of the receivers, you pick Cooper and you pick Lamb. And then at tight end, Dalton Schultz, I think, bounces back this week, has a better game. Take it away, David.
Well, I'm gonna start with the Red Rifle, man. If you right now do not have a top six difference, top seven, I'll include Aaron Rodgers in it. It's basically Mahomes, Lamar, Kyler, Deshaun, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers. That's about the end of the list of quarterbacks who are making a difference in fantasy right now. If you don't have one of them, you need to be asking yourself some honest questions about whether you'd rather have Andy Dalton the rest of the year or whether you'd rather have a guy like Tom Brady. Because for me, I'd rather have Andy Dalton.
Me too.
Clearly. This guy right now, he's probably a top 10 fantasy quarterback just based on system. He's got so many weapons. You need to be thinking long and hard about making a play for him because there's not very many quarterbacks who do make a difference in fantasy anymore. And he could be one of the few who does in this offense. He doesn't have the same rushing upside as Dak Prescott. But golly, my friends, the defense is awful. They're going to need to pass. He's loaded with the receivers. We'll talk a little bit about them. Question becomes, is this the real Amari Cooper? Please standing up right now? 2 for 23. Are we going to get a lot more of these disappearing acts when he's with Dalton and not Dak? Because it looked like Dalton sure liked targeting Michael Gallup a whole lot.
You're right.
He sure liked targeting CeeDee Lamb a whole lot. So if I'm buying on wideouts, it's absolutely Lamb and Gallup. Cooper, maybe. I mean, what do you do with this guy at this point? Because I'd love to say sell high. Who's going to buy at his price after a 2 for 23 game? So just ride it out, hope for the best, I guess.
Dallas is going to put up. This is a great system, and look at the weapons he has. I mean, he has Zeke out of the backfield. Even Pollard, when Zeke is off the field, out of the backfield is a good he doesn't have a bad receiving option. Said Wilson, for crying out loud. There's not a bad receiver on this team. Blake Bell as a backup tight end is reasonable. I mean, there's not a bad person to throw to on this team. Dalton, when he was in Jay Gruden's system in Cincinnati, when he had A.J. Green, and I can't remember who the other Bengals receiver was back then. Marvin Jones, thank you, because I knew it wasn't Hushmanzada. That was before his time. But, Chad Johnson he had back. I think there was some – maybe that was more Carson Palmer. But anyway, what I'm saying is Dalton, when he's got a good system, and I like this system, he can be productive. A full week – he came in cold and did pretty well against, a reasonable Giants defense that was probably playing a little bit looser at that point, but it was still a close game. Wins the game, doesn't have a crazy stat line, so if you're looking for stats, you're like, he didn't really punch the ball in the end zone. I think you can ignore that. I'm in a position where I have to stream quarterbacks, and Andy Dalton's out there for me. He's my top waiver play. If I get Andy Dalton, he's a slam dunk for me at this point. He's a slam dunk start for the rest of the year. I don't mind it at all. I think you're exactly right, David. If you don't have one of those top 6 quarterbacks, I feel better about Dalton in this system than everybody else. And I think he's going to be easier to get because everybody thinks Andy Dalton sucks. I think I'm going to get him on waivers. I hope so. I think I'm in first place in the league, so he has to clear everybody, but
I don't know about that. We'll see about that one.
Yeah, we'll see. But my league is my league scoring. Because I have a pet peeve about fantasy football leagues that reward rushing quarterbacks more than passing quarterbacks. So I set my league rules up this year to make passing touchdowns worth 6. So it basically neutralizes the value of a Lamar Jackson versus the value of, I don't know,
Patrick Mahomes.
Anybody, right? So like Josh Allen, of course, is going like crazy, but he runs on top of that. But the only boost you get for running quarterbacks is really the rushing versus passing yards. The touchdowns are the same. So all of my league is stacked like 3 quarterbacks, and I just kept going running back. But my strategy is always to dominate the flex. And so like my running backs are, not to make this a dissertation on my fantasy football team, but I got Zeke, I got Aaron Jones, and I had Austin Eckler before his hamstring blew, but I also have Mostert, and I also have Gaskin, I also have Devin Singletary. So I got like all these like rotation of running backs to keep rotating in, but I have no quarterback. No quarterback at all. So Andy Dalton's my guy. If I get Andy Dalton, I'm moonwalking to the championship, I'm telling you.
And if you don't get him, put out a trade. If you can offer someone your Brady for his Dalton, do it. Like, you don't know how other people are going to value Dalton, whoever ends up getting him.
Yep, I agree. So let me hit you with the line here. We got Arizona minus 2.5 versus Dallas.
I'm gonna take the Cardinals. I mean, I don't want to completely write off Dallas just because they're going to Dalton, but that defense is just so bad. So bad.
I feel like this is a game that Dallas wins. Do it for Dak. Look, analytically, I got to say you're right. I mean, Arizona, everything screams to Arizona winning this game. I feel like this is a game Dallas wins. I'm going to go with my gut here. I'm going to say Dallas not only covers the spread, but they upset Arizona.
You know what? You convinced me. I'm with Dallas, too. Let's do it.
Do it for Dak.
I'm flipping, flopping all over the place to make a good case. They do it. They have a little something to actually play for, and you could see that team, it was a shot through the heart. Man.
It was, yeah.
They want to play for Dak, and they want to, at least this week, get him a win.
Yeah. Shame about Dak, man. I hope he took out an insurance policy on his body.
Yo, they better pay him.
I think Dallas will. I mean, Dallas is pretty good about that, about like treating their people right, I think. But Dak was going into this offseason thinking he's going to get $40 million a year. Nobody's going to give him $40 a year. I think he'll probably still get $30 or something, but
I think can't they franchise tag him again? They'll probably end up doing that. I feel like if that's an option.
Yeah, they can, but I don't know because the cap next year is so bad. I don't think they can afford it. Like literally, I don't think the Cowboys can afford to franchise anybody, really, especially quarterback. But anyway, that takes us through the episode, man. You got anything for the crowd before we go?
No, I think we covered just about all of it.
Yep. Pick up Gaskin. Pick up Tanyan. Pick up Dalton. You got slam dunk. Pick up Claypool. You got slam dunks at every position. How many weeks can we say that?
It's a good week. Go spend that fab, guys.
Yeah.
Go spend
Claypool, man.
Throw that money at him.
If you miss Claypool, you can take a chance on Fulgham, right? But you got
I wouldn't overpay.
Madison.
Don't overpay.
Alexander Madison. I mean, you have starters at every position this week in waivers, and that's hard to do this late into the season generally. So be aggressive. Anyway, hey everybody out there, check us in, like us, subscribe, all that stuff. Appreciate you listening. We'll be back next week. Peace.